Howdy y'all. Muggy, warm morning, mid-May here in central Missouri. Wow, gonna look at the creek. Probably gonna be behind other people. I'm gonna talk about that, but I'm gonna try to find some stuff. I'll be back just a minute. Haven't done enough of this year. I'm kind of behind the ball. I'll be right back. I'm Dale Verts. The situation is this. First off, again, apologies. I get a lot of folks like my videos, like my arrowhead hunting stuff. I'll let it go. I said I was going to. I said this 1.5 years ago. I was not going to kill myself to find arrowheads just for YouTube videos. I am busy. I have other things to do, other things to worry about. And I'm going to do this for fun and at my leisure. But it's cost me. It's cost me dearly. 2 weeks ago, we had a major flood event, a good one. That's important in East Creek. I've talked about it, that it moves a lot of things around, and that's where you find your fresh stuff. It restocks, it replenishes these creeks. And I didn't make it down here. And come to find out, I was talking to the landowner. He said the Mennonites have permission to be here. They're not trespassing. That they had brought in a whole handful of stuff they'd found. A handful, he said, pretty points. Ouch. Ouch. Then, the following week, last week, we had the biggest flood, the biggest high water event we've had here since 1995. Where I'm standing right now, my head would have been under, oh golly, 5 foot of water. It was that high. And it has completely changed this all again, right? Awesome, really cool. Not so much. That was last Tuesday night. So the water crested Wednesday, so Thursday would have been a good time to come down here. Whenever it crested, it was crazy. We were gone, we were out of town, and I thought about it. So here I am, Friday, a week and 2 days after the flood, and right here is footprints, tire tracks. I've got beat to it again, so that's on me. I bet you I can find something anyway, but this has been picked over again by probably that same group of Mennonites or the trespassers. Everybody comes here, so that's on me. I used to come while water was still going down. That's how serious I used to take this. That's my excuse. We're gonna look around some, lot to look at, and I'll go a couple places maybe they don't know about. I'll spend an hour or so at this, whatever. We're gonna try to make something for y'all. So stick with me, and don't let my excuses run you off. Yeah, this creek, in particular this section of this creek, has been one of my best places over the years. I have literally found 500 hole points and 1,000 broken things and tools. I still will find tools and things that other people pass up because they're looking for arrowheads. Right there, I just stepped off the bank down in the gravel bar. Right there is a hit-on nodule. Big old flake took off right there. I'm not going to keep that, but it's had a piece drawn off the side there. So people pass up a lot of things. So I'm hoping maybe some ads, some tools show up. Of course, I like to find the points too. Everybody does. I don't care. I'm into everything. Been a really, really good creek. I've been hunting here for about 27 years and trapping it and everything. It just one of my favorite spots. The worst thing about this is I have a bunch of other places that I can go. I just came here first because they found that stuff. Look at that. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. Seriously, I've went 15 foot. Now that's not a very good piece, but it's definitely a piece been worked all the way around. Actually, I think it's all there. It's just ugly. Yeah, I guess it broke off that end. That's a worked piece though, no doubt. Look at that. Maybe we will find something. Get off my lazy butt. Get out here and do this more often, right? I believe that's a preform, y'all. It got shaped down. There's no base on it, but I believe that's a preform. An interesting thing about that, I saw about that much of it poking out, well, that much poking out from underneath a rock. And I saw that because I was looking. And I did a video several years ago. I'll try to find a link, put in the description of that video where I talk about how important it was, sunglasses and good glasses to help find arrowheads. I think it's huge, and the difference between good and cheap sunglasses. And what this all leads to is these solar bats that I'm wearing are tremendous. Now, these are performance fishing sunglasses they make, but of course, super cool for finding rocks. It's amazing the difference it makes, and you have to see them to find them. I partnership with Solar Bat this spring. Really good people. They have a whole selection of everything from performance glasses to sporting glasses, shooting glasses, and I just can't say enough about how great they've been for me, how good they fit. And I'll put a link in the description below. They're having a 30% off sale through Father's Day. Y'all might check that out. I know it's a shameless commercial, but they're good folks. I'm telling you, sunglasses for everything you do in life outdoors are important. Protection from the sun is critical, and I don't get the headaches I used to get with these glasses. They're doing a fine job. And for finding artifacts, that's a cat's meow. Please check out that link in the description. I appreciate it very much. Solar Bat, great product and really good prices, and 30% off. And if you need a prescription, how much cheaper are you gonna find a good pair of prescription polarized sunglasses? Something I'm thinking about as I walk along here, y'all. Been 20-25 minutes and I have not run a set path on this gravel bar. I know that I've crossed over myself several times, but I'm gonna take that as a good thing, because you do pass things up. I don't care how long you've done this. Of course, I'm hoping right now that the folks have already been here passing things up. It's so hard to hunt behind somebody else. You want to get in a hurry. So instead of having some sort of gridded out path like I've done before, I've just been wandering around back and forth, hoping to see things from a different angle. And I think it's a good thing to think about, unless you are so confident or have a little bit skinny areas to look at. This gravel bar's, it's twice the size it ever has been before. A lot of stuff to look at. So if my tip is there to do not try to be perfect. Don't try to lay out a course and stick to it if you got a lot of stuff to look at. Just wander around, crisscross back and forth. If you start seeing the same rock from time to time, that's good, because you're probably seeing it from a different angle, and it may be a way to find a point. So that's kind of something I'm thinking about as I wander through here. Found a few flakes, nothing major. Got a lot to look at yet though too. Pulling stuff out of the ground. That's one thing now. I'd say I'm following people. I have not seen signs where they've turned over rocks, where they've made any changes. I believe in moving things. That's why I carry my wiggle giggle pickle stick here, to move rock around and have a look at things. So just wondering, just thinking, it's the way I used to do this channel. People seem to like it. So there you go. There's a broken, ugly, I don't know what the heck. Big old slabs knocked off of it. I don't know if it was something really big at one time or what, but comes down to a point on the end, but the rest of it's a mess. Poor thing's been through a lot over thousands of years tumbling this creek. Still, it's something. I'm gonna pass on another tip I think is really important. Hope this works for y'all. It's gonna work for me right now. I'm gonna follow up on my own advice as I talk about it. I'm hunting too quick. I get in a hurry, and almost always I've got a destination in mind. Not that it's a better spot, but I have a place that I want to get to before I quit. I want a place I need to look at. So instead of hunting my way to that place, I'm gonna go ahead and walk to it. That makes sense? So I'm gonna look as I go, don't get me wrong. I mean, I got one to look at right there, but I'm gonna go ahead and get my walking, my traveling over, so I can utilize my time better as I hunt back. Making sense? It makes sense for me. That's the way I like to do it. I'm hunting too fast. I know people have been here, and I don't see where everybody's been on this gravel bar yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and walk steadily, fairly quickly, to the other end, probably 200 yards, and then I'll hunt back at my leisure, and I can then quit when I want instead of forcing myself to go slow, and just your head in the game. That's the way it works for me anyway. I hope that works for y'all. Boy, look at that big old flake. Look at that. Just a big flake. It's got some worked edges, but it's just a big old thin, cool looking flake. Nice. Not really an artifact, except it still kind of is, you know. So like always, I'm finding a fair bit of debitage, flakes and chips. That one's been worked a little bit, but it's just a flake. Well, no, it's not a flake. It was just a piece that never had enough to work with. Find a fair bit of that, like I always do. You gotta be finding this to find points, y'all. You gotta be finding the pieces first. There's a lot more pieces than there are points. That make any sense? I hope somebody's watching this and paying attention, because it really is. It's juice. It's the real deal. Oh, I may be getting sun drunk. I don't know. Well, nothing crazy, but there's a tool of some sort been worked down on all edges, been tumbled bad by the creek over the years. Had one work side and a bunch of flakes start off of it, but nothing very fancy. I don't think it ever made a really good piece. It was a one-time tool or something, maybe. Got down to that point though. There's your kill shot. You find a lot of these things in these creeks. This is the third one today. It's the best example. And for years I passed them up, and finally it dawned on me about that worked edge they always have all the way around. We've had some discussions here about these and what they were for, and I just don't know. It's been worked all the way around. One man thought maybe they threw them. Maybe it's a game. But it's always the outside piece of cortex off a nodule, not necessarily really good rock. But you find these, and again, it's a mystery. But definitely worked napped edge all the way around the edge. It's pretty cool. Big old core right there. It'd be pretty if I put it in the water. The creek's a little ways away. Look at that. That's a core. It's a leftover. They took a bunch of big flakes off to make something. They didn't make a tool out of it. They just left it alone. But big old pretty thing. Still looking. About 2.5 hours in. Gonna have to quit pretty soon. This not having time to do this is an issue for me. It really is. It's just part of it. I have a hard time taking the time to put into this. I have hunted seriously 10% of what I could hunt in this one section today. That's all I've done. So much more to look at. I need to get back down here next couple days. Anyway, finding pieces and chunks, debitage, no points at all. I think mostly because I'm hunting behind other people, but you never know. So we had the biggest high water event we've had here since 1995. The year before I moved here, the locals talked about how high the water got then. It was higher this time. They're telling me 20 foot high in this creek. But that doesn't mean anything, because I have had it happen before. We have a pretty major flood and I find anything new, and have a fairly minor flood and it shoves stuff out where you can find it. You just never know. That's why they call it hunting. That's it for today, y'all. Sorry if it didn't end up what you wanted. It didn't end up what I wanted, but it never does. You got to put a lot more hours in than what I did today. It's still fun. I want to apologize again to folks that like this stuff. I haven't been doing a very good job for y'all. Life gets in the way, and I said I was not going to let arrowhead hunting turn into a job for me. It's too much fun. I've been doing videos on my bass fishing channel, old school bass fishing with DW Verts. If you like to fish, I'll put a link to that one. I haven't done that for a while. It's going pretty good. You got to try. You got to put the effort in. It takes some time. So I'm going to do this again pretty soon. I'm kind of done with my serious fishing for a while. I need to get back down here, because seriously, I'm looking at piles of stuff I didn't get to walk today. It's important to look it all over. So that's it. God bless you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll be back soon enough, I hope.